Surah Ath-Thuur. Surah Ath-Thuur consists of 49 verses including the Makkiyyah surahs, revealed after Surah As Sajdah. It is called Ath-Thuur, which means hill, taken from the words Ath-Thuur, which are found in the first verse of this chapter. What is meant by hill here is the Thursina hill, which is located on the Sinai peninsula, where the prophet Moses received revelations from his God. The main contents of Surah Ath-Thuur: certainty of punishment for people who disobey. It is mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur verses 1 to 16. These verses swear by various noble things such as Mount Sinai, the written book, Baitul Ma'mur, the high sky and the heated ocean, to emphasize that God's punishment will definitely happen and will not happen. Anyone can deny it. On the day when the heavens and mountains shake violently, those who lie and commit sins will be harmed and thrown into hell with all their might. They will be regretted for their denial of the hell they previously denied, but at that point, it will no longer be of any use. They will be thrown into the fire and feel its heat, without any benefit for their patience or impatience, because they will only get the reward for their deeds. Reward for the God-fearing. It is mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur, verses 17 to 20. People who are pious will get a place in heaven filled with pleasure. They will feel happy with the grace of God given to them, while being protected from the punishment of hell. In heaven, they will be asked to enjoy food and drink as a reward for the good deeds they have done. They will relax on neatly arranged couches, and be given partners, namely, beautiful and charming angels. Meeting between father and son of faith, mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur verses 21 to 28. Believers and their descendants who also believe will be gathered together in paradise, where they will receive the rewards of their good deeds without any reduction from them. They will enjoy fruit and meat of all kinds they desire, while giving each other glasses that do not involve unwholesome or sinful words or attitudes. Around them, there will be young people who serve them like hidden pearls. They will greet each other with great affection, remembering how previously they were afraid of Allah's punishment, but now Allah has given them grace and protected them from the punishment of hell. They thank and worship Allah, who is most benevolent and most merciful. Allah's refutation of the sayings of the polytheists, mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur, verses 29 to 34. The Prophet Muhammad was asked to continue to convey warnings to the disbelievers, emphasizing that he was not a fortune-teller or a madman, but a messenger sent by God. The polytheists of Mecca accused him of being a poet who they were waiting for an accident to befall him, but the Prophet Muhammad remained firm and stated that he was also waiting with them. He asked whether their accusations came from their common sense or had they gone beyond the limits. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized that their accusations were baseless, and challenged them to create something equal to the Quran if they were truly truthful people. Refutation of the beliefs of the polytheists, mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur, verses 35 to 43, these verses show rhetorical questions that challenge the beliefs of the disbelievers in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the existence of God. They were questioned whether they could create themselves, the heavens, and the earth, and have knowledge of the unseen. These questions confirm their inability and ignorance, and affirm the oneness of Allah as the only God worthy of worship. The disbelievers who reject the truth are trapped in deception and error. Beliefs of the polytheists and their responses. It is mentioned in Surah Ath-Thuur, verses 44 to 49. The disbelievers will remain in error until the day of their destruction arrives, where their deception will be useless and they will not receive help. For the wrongdoers, other punishments await, but most of them are unaware of it. The Prophet Muhammad was asked to be patient in awaiting God's decree, while praising and glorifying Him during part of the night and at dawn, as a form of worship and respect for Allah. Conclusion of Surah Ath-Thuur. Surah Ath-Thuur confirms the existence of the day of resurrection, describes the state of the disbelievers and believers on the day of resurrection, and explains heaven as a place for those who are pious, accompanied by arguments that show the invalidity of the beliefs of the polytheists. This chapter ends by giving advice to the prophet, peace be upon him, and the believers. In the context of faith, this chapter explains the condition of unbelievers in hell and believers in heaven, and emphasizes the evidence of Allah's power and oneness. Each individual is responsible for his or her own actions, although father and son will be gathered by Allah in heaven if both believe. The laws outlined include the obligation to continue preaching, and the recommendation to perform dhikr and prayer beads day and night. Apart from that, this chapter states that unjust people will definitely receive Allah's punishment in this world and the hereafter, and emphasizes that Allah will protect the Prophet Muhammad, praise be to Allah be upon him.